Hey there everyone, Jordan here for Cinelinks.com. I'm back today with another LEGO build and review for you guys. This time around we're going to be heading to the city of Springfield with LEGO's new Simpsons Krusty Burger set. Now this is the first Simpsons set they've done in a long time, so I was really excited when they offered to send this my way. So let's go ahead and dive in, and as always we're going to build this together and I'm going to talk all about it as we go. My love of The Simpsons is pretty well known, so it's kind of crazy this is going to be my first ever Simpsons Lego set. But to be fair, that's mostly because it's been roughly a decade since the last official Lego set. The first set released back in 2014, which of course was The Simpsons' iconic house. And then the following year, 2015, we got that Quickie Mart set. But since then, it's been nothing. And with both of those sets long since retired, this new Krusty Burger is going to be a lot of fans' first chance to get in on the LEGO fun with The Simpsons. And hopefully this is an indication that they'll be more consistent later on with more sets. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the specifics real quick while we're putting this together. The LEGO Icons The Simpsons Krusty Burger set launched over the summer and comes in at 1,625 pieces. So it's a decent sized build. And it's got a total of 7 minifigures. There's Krusty, who's wearing his little farmer outfit from one of the commercials that he does in the show. You got Homer, Lisa, and Bart, of course. Then there's Jeremy Friedman, which you guys will know as the squeaky voice teen. And there's Officer Lou and Sideshow Bob for some reason. I mean, I guess Sideshow Bob makes some sense considering his association with Krusty in general, but it seems kind of weird to have him in this set over Marge. Like, we have the other Simpsons, but we don't have Marge for some reason. But whatever, we got those cool minifigures. They look nice, they have some cool accessories that go with them. Now, as for the build itself, it's fairly interesting to put together. There are some really cool aspects to this one that actually makes it simpler than I was expecting, even as it uses a whole bunch of smaller pieces. There are a lot of smaller pieces here. One of the things I noticed from the first bag's build here is just how much detail they've managed to pack into the set. I mean, I've just built a toilet complete with a piece that makes it look like there's water in the bowl. There's a soda machine, trash bins, deep fryer with a basket in it. There's all sorts of stuff, but easily one of my favorite little things that I think was so neat is the ice cream machine, which of course has an out of order sticker that you put on the side. It's a really small part of the overall build, but there's a lot of detail that goes into making this ice cream maker. Like, you even have the little propeller on the inside to symbolize the mechanical mixer that makes the machine work. Along those lines, what fans will really enjoy is that it's not just those details that, really add to the overall set, but there are tons of Easter eggs for longtime Simpsons fans in here. There's a lot. I'm only going to name a couple of them here. If you look closely where the cashier would look, you see the next order is 700 Krusty Burgers, which is a reference to Homer's order when they were on the oil rig lost at sea. You have a missing sign for the Krusty Burglar, which is funny considering we know what happened to him.
He's dead.
Probably my favorite little Easter egg here is that on the back side of it, you have the grease trap that, you can actually have Homer shovel into his car. Now, of course, in the show, they used Marge's car, but yeah, whatever.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Overall, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in here. Almost too much stuff. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. You have the counter, you have a kitchen area, like I said, the bathroom, you even have a mop bucket, all that stuff. I love that you have these little tiny details on the food items. You've got little French fries. You even have a rib witch there. You have the ball pit. The other thing that's really cool, I love that, you do get a vehicle. It's not as detailed as some of, one of their previous releases, but they managed to condense it in a way that they could include it with this build, but still have it look like the iconic, Homer Simpson car that we all know. What I love is, they have the stickers on the top that show the speed holes that Homer pickaxed into it when he thought that would make his car faster. There's actually a ton of stickers in this one. If you have a aversion to Lego stickers, there's a whole lot in this one. But it does add a lot of detail to them, so it's hard to see that as a complaint. Another thing that I really love with the display part of it and how it comes apart, comes together, is the way they build not just the hinges but the seam to clip it together so that it actually stays all together in one building and not floppy and stuff like that. It's just so cleverly hidden that you can almost forget where it is. It just shows how impressive the overall build is, that it has that incorporated and you just never even notice. And we are done. There's a whole lot to love about this set. One of the things I like most, how much moves on this set. You've got windows that open, you've got front doors with little door handles that they have part of the build too, which is neat. You got your trash container here. There's just a lot of moving parts to it and more doors and stuff. And once you open it up, there's more stuff that moves inside as well. Like all these windows can pop open and you can have it open for, your display and stuff like that. There's a lot of thoughtfulness behind all of it, especially, we talked about some of the details, and just look at the drive-through that they have, the menu sign there. You have the good Krusty representation. You even make it look like it's his hands holding the sign, just like in the show. Little stuff like that goes a long way, and it's super impressive how they make that build. Another cool thing that I really like, because part of the display stuff, is that it has a roof. So if you want to display it just like this, you can. But it's not actually, the roof itself isn't actually attached to it. Like, it's designed to sit on top so that you can take it off and see all the cool stuff going on inside, obviously. But once you're in here, the signs move. There's more doors in here that move. There's, the fry basket that we talked about. You even got little knobs on the oven that they put in here. There's just so much going on with this set. About the only real complaint I have, I kind of mentioned this earlier, is that everything here is compressed into such a tight space. This really isn't a set that's designed for play. Granted, most of the LEGO Icons line are designed specifically for adult collectors. That's to be expected. But even so, I tend to enjoy the sets that allow for both play and display options. And this one's very much a display only kind of set. But like I said, the display on it is really cool. The way it opens up, how you have all these neat aspects in every little section of the build that they have, along with the minifigures. So it's kind of hard to complain about it. But, if you're one of those that enjoy also playing with them or playing with them with your kids, this is a little more limited in its options. On top of that, you have the car, like we discussed. It is definitely itty bitty compared to the previous set that they had. But if you work really hard, you can actually fit the 3 Simpsons that you get in here. And of course, the trunk, even on here, the trunk opens up so you can, of course, store all your grease that you're stealing. The wheels move. There's, even though it's a simpler version of this, it's still very recognizable from what it is. And then you have the Krusty Burger sign that you built as well. All in all, LEGO's new Krusty Burger set is just a ridiculous amount of fun. It brings so many neat things together with a lot of great details, so many Easter eggs for Simpsons fans, and just some neat all-around build aspects for fans of LEGO in general. So if you're a fan of Simpsons, fan of LEGO, and you're looking for a cool set, I cannot recommend this enough. LEGO Icons The Simpsons Krusty Burger set is available right now. You can get it both online or in stores for a little over $200, about $210. We'll have some links down in the description for you below. I hope you enjoyed today's build and review. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Until next time, keep it tuned here on Cinelinks.com for all your movie, gaming, and geek-related needs.